Unit 8, Client Configuration. When you complete this unit, you'll be able to identify the types of clients and how to invoke them, register a client node, configure client access to the server, and control client access to the server, set up client options, and use include/exclude to control client backups. Our three interfaces for working with a client are a Backup Archive Client GUI, the Backup Archive Client command line, and the Web Client GUI. Now, the Web Client interface, or the Web Client GUI, is accessed through a browser, like it says, as opposed to on the client system. The Backup Archive GUI and the command line need to be accessed on the client system itself. Here's our Backup Archive GUI welcome page. We'll be dealing mainly with our utilities and our preferences in this unit. In Unit 9, we'll get into doing backup, restore, archive, and retrieve. The web client needs to be configured. You can do this using the Backup Archive GUI and running through a wizard to set up your web client interface. Things you need to remember: you will need to have Java. This is your Java Runtime Environment, or JRE 5 or 6. And you will need to have the port 1581 open. If not, you're going to have to redefine a port for your web client interface. By default, it uses port 1581. The command line. The command line is started from your Backup Archive Client window. Here's a list of where the default locations are. So you navigate to this location with your command line or command prompt and type DSMC, C for command line. This starts the command line. The command line syntax: all commands begin with DSMC unless you are in the Backup Archive command line window. If you start the Backup Archive command line window, you don't need to begin your commands with DSMC. Say navigate to your Windows Backup Archive Client directory. With your Windows command prompt, type DSMC followed by a command. It's the same as opening your command line window. If you have options, they're preceded with a dash, and values need to have an equal sign. For example, -password equals mypass. So this is setting your password, and then you would give it the password after your equal sign. You can use wildcard meta characters such as the asterisk. You'll be using the Utilities menu in your Backup Archive GUI to make changes. This is also where you would access your Setup Wizard. You would use your Setup Wizard to automatically build an include-exclude list, which we'll go over in a minute. You can also use this to set up your web client.